Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to this channel. If you are watching us for the first time, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much guys for the support. So today's video is inspired by the previous video that we did when we announced the land that we managed to buy in Harare. And thank you so much to everyone who was happy for us. We really appreciate you guys because when we started this, it was just to inspire those who want to build, those who are looking for places to buy land, and we're also in the process of finding our own piece of land in Harare. So many people, they were coming to our WhatsApp requesting if we can do the cost of buying that piece of land that we managed to buy here in Harare. So this is exactly what we want to do. And maybe before we go into details, we also have to explain one or two things. I know when we are going to announce the purchase price for this piece of land, there are so many people who are going to come and attack us in the comment section asking, why didn't you go and buy land in the rural? Why didn't you go and buy land in other towns? And all those other comments, I know they are going to come for us. But there are so many reasons, and I think the last time we tried to explain, but we're going to explain again so that you understand the main reason behind us trying to buy a piece of land here in Harare first before anywhere else. I know people's preferences differ, and people's preferences differ, but this is our choice, and this is exactly what we wanted. We tested we grew up Mushaikoko, we know it all, we have been there, and we also want to go back.
Yes, in the future.
Yes.
In the future, we actually want to, after all of this is said and done, we actually want to settle Kumusha comfortably.
Where we have the whole space to ourselves, because this is exactly what everyone wants, and maybe that will be our retirement plan. But for now, as you can see, we are still trying to grow, we are still trying to raise a family, we are still trying so many things. And for us here in Harare, this is where we have managed to get some of the opportunities.
Yes.
So maybe you can also explain on that.
We'll just add on. So maybe to cut it short, buying land and also the decision making when it comes to buying land, it's actually a function of a lot of factors. And for us, the factors that we wanted to consider, not wanted, but we had to consider or forced to consider, is one, the closeness, or maybe I can say that the sphere of influence of one, our workplaces, where we go to work on a daily basis. Number two, we also considered the closeness of where we want to stay as compared to the hassles that we do. And I think the third thing, we also considered the distance that we have when we're looking at the amenities that one would want to have close by, maybe specialist health care, specialist entertainment, and things like that.
And remember, I think last time we also said it, Kuti, we have got an events company that we run here in Harare. It's called Fair Sounds. I know for if you have got an event that you want specialists when it comes to sound and wedding effects, you know we are your plug. So we have tried to run that business in other towns. We've tried Shavani, we've tried running that business in Mashingo, and for quite some time.
Yes,
Yes, we have tried.
Not.
But I think when you are a new player in business, especially in those small towns, it's very, very difficult for you to penetrate in the market because they are big players already. Yes, especially in Mashingo, they are big names. I'm sure you guys, those who are into the entertainment industry, know the big names that we are talking about. And for you to come as a new player, it's very, very, very difficult. And those are some of the challenges that we faced. Even when you want to work with corporate, doing corporate events, it's very, very difficult because they will be just saying, we have got this and this person that we know, and tell us what you can do to exceed what they already do. So it was very, very difficult considering that you are just a new player, a known name in the industry. But when we came to this town, it was a bit easier for us to penetrate into the market because I think population we are
simply put, the market dynamics in bigger cities, they are a bit less harsher when it comes to opportunities to smaller players. There are a vast amount of opportunities that you can explore, and if you are a startup company, you can actually find your feet, get clients that are tailor-made to what you can offer and your level of expertise in the market. This is not the same when you're looking at smaller towns. You need to be at a certain level for you to compete with the people that are actually in the game, and you've got a huge chunk of the market share.
Yeah, that's very true. I think I could not have said it better than what you did. So, okay, now back to our story. We want to help those who are also looking for places to buy land with the cost yatakaita isusu. How much we managed to buy that piece of land in Spitzkop Park. And remember, this Spitzkop Park that we are talking about is the one that is being developed by Lingate. I know there are so many Spitzkop developments that are coming up that side. And for those who also want to know where exactly Spitzkop is, it's in the western side of Harare. Yes, it's in the western side of Harare. You use Skipman Road, past Madokero, past Renham Park, and I think it's just a few kilometers from Renham Park. We are talking of about 3, 4, 5 kilometers from Renham Park to get to the development here is also the Spitzkop Park by Lingate. So it's very, very close, and considering the workplace, Baba, it's very, very, very close. No, don't okay. Okay, workplace squad, it's very, very close. So yeah. And I know many of you know that we have been to so many developments. But this one is the one that we saw it fit for us, considering all those expectations that we had on a piece of land that we want. When we bought this piece of land, mind you, I think I also have to announce it's a 349 square meter stand. It's a 349 square meter stand. Initially, we wanted a slightly bigger place, a slightly bigger piece of land, right? Yes. And when we started paying, we started paying for a 380 square meter piece of land. But I think I'll explain in the video later on what really happened for us to end up getting the 349 square meter stand. And for those who are already residents in Spitzkop, they know what happened for us to get that. It's not only us who were affected, there are so many people who were affected by that. So for this 349 square meter stand, this piece of land, when we bought, it was going for $70 per square meter, right? Yes. And for 349 square meters, I think we are looking at how much? The main reason why I want to do the calculations is because there are also other charges that comes after. Yeah, we'll explain that as we go. So $70 by 349, right? That's the way I did it.
So
Yeah.
I think about 24.5.
Yeah, about 24.5. That's the actual
Yes.
amount that if you are paying cash, that's the actual amount that you have to pay for that piece of land. So for us, like we mentioned, we don't have the full amount at once, and we tried saving to get that amount kutoti tirikuda taitomboda kuma-developed areas kwakati already built up, right? But we didn't have those amounts kutoti unenge wakabata 24 or $20,000 at once, and considering that some other developments, it was actually a bit pricey when it comes to that land. I think there are also other communities, anotorema 200 square meter stands that we tried kuwana ma price out, but it was higher than the amount that we ended up paying for in Spitzko Park. So at the end we just opted for the Spitzko Park. Or maybe you can also explain on the terms how we managed to do it so that people they can understand, because I think this is your area of expertise. Calculations.
Calculations, not okay. The company that sold us the stands, in this case, that's Lingate. Their payment schedule was as follows. We're supposed to pay 40% deposit, and that is 40% of the total, the number of square meters that one is purchased, multiplied by the cost per square meter, which is $70 in this case. Then after, so for the deposit, you had to pay it in 4 months. There was no additional charge on the deposit. So after the payment of the deposit, now the balance that was left, we had to pay it in a maximum of 24 months. Why I say maximum, some people might actually choose to pay it in lesser time, as it were. So the balance that was left, it is divided over 24 months. Then there is an additional charge of 15% that is applied per month that you pay on the existing balance. So this might sound a bit difficult in terms of the calculations, the mathematics part, but nowadays we actually have tools, and we actually have technology that you can actually utilize to do these calculations. For instance, I can to take example of the, it's called the amortization schedule. Yes, so this is actually a tool that you can get on Excel, or you can actually get it online. So this is something that is going to make life easier to do calculations. There is basically a mathematical model that you input your total cost of land, then the deposit that you're going to pay, then the number of months that you wish to have your installments for, and also the percentage that is going to be added onto the installments. So it's actually a piece of cake. You can actually look it up online. How it works, guys, is after you pay your deposit, it's now your choice to choose based on maybe how much you can spare per month, or maybe how much you're willing to pay. But according to what I got using these mathematical models, it's actually cheaper for you to pay over a short space of time. Someone who pays for 24 months and someone who pays for 6 or 8 months, they are not the same when it comes to the total costs that they pay at the end of the day. So it's actually something that you actually have to look at before you actually decide. So yeah, adding on to that, the methodology of paying these stands using installments is actually beneficial to us who cannot find these amounts of money all at once. We can actually be in a position to afford maybe smaller amounts that we can actually top up as the year goes. So for us, we actually looked at that and we decided that that was going to be the best course of action to take if we were to be landowners, as it were. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. And for that amount that we paid Kulingate, and there are so many other places where they offer like around 25,000, 26 or 30,000 US dollars. But the only challenge, those pieces of land were actually bigger. We are talking of maybe 1,000 square meters, 2,000 square meters. And it was quite tempting. But the fact that we didn't have that actual amount at the end, cash at the end, to buy that piece of land, that's the main reason why we then opted to go for the smaller size Kulingate, knowing that we'll be paying in installments. It was very, very, very affordable for us to do it that way. So if you're also someone who is like us, maybe you're a first-time buyer, you don't have those amounts of money at the end, you can just use that option yekubhadhara in installments. There are so many other companies. Maybe you're not interested in working maybe with the company that we worked with. You also want to try other companies. That's the best way you can do the land purchase, because I know there are so many people who think it's very, very difficult owning a piece of land in Zimbabwe. For us, it was difficult before we committed. I think we mentioned this. It was very, very difficult for us because every day, every night, we're having sleepless nights thinking of where we are going to get those large sums of money. At some point, we wanted to call a relative, you remember?
Yes.
At some point, we wanted to call a relative asking for maybe a loan,
A soft
loan, to go and buy a piece of land. Then maybe we have an agreement with that relative. Up to now, Atina Edu approach to ask for that, but we wanted to do that.
If you are watching, we wanted you to come.
We wanted to come and ask for money. I think adakambotoinda rikatoboda kuti tikutsvagawo but nava ndangozotaiwawo. And I think it was also good for us because zvakabva zvatidzidzisawo kuti you can do it on your own. And right now we are actually at peace knowing that we don't owe anyone any money. And in terms of keeping relations, I think it was also good for us because just having Maria Mwemono, like your relative, at times anything can happen. That person Mariake, then my relations atodi atoputsika. And for those who also want to know, what Lingate does usually is when you pay the 40% deposit, that's when they give you the agreement of sale. Yes, that's when they give you an agreement of sale. So if you decide to pay the 40% at once, then they give the agreement of sale. Then you sign, everyone who is involved, they sign that agreement of sale. They give it back to you. Something like that. Then now when you are done with every amount and even some of the letters that you have to use to apply for your title deeds. Mind you, these Piscop stands, they're also going to come with title deeds after the purchase and also when the certificate of compliance comes out. So I think this is also something that I wanted to share with you. And I know there are also young couples, right? who are also looking for pieces of land, and first-time buyers who don't even know kuti when they want to buy a piece of land, whose name should be on the documents. Or maybe you can explain on that. Whose
No,
name?
I can't.
Why?
I can't.
Ayo,
You can keep on explaining. Yeah, you can keep on explaining.
Oh, why? Ayo, you have to explain ka.
Why?
Ungoza anditaurawo zvakawandisa wotsanangura.
Chingopedzisa.
Aiwa bale. Okay, so I know there who don't know whose name should be on the documents. In our case, what we did is when we went to the Lingate offices, they just asked for our documents. This 10 should be in whose name, and if it was supposed to be in his only name, right? If the land was supposed to be in his name only, then they were going to put his name. But if it's a piece of land that is supposed to be for both of us, then they put both your names. And even Ganamuri 4, who owns that piece of land, they put all those names on the document. So in the case ekuti kuda inini wondaita uzvanoita, and I just feel like I want to sell that piece of land, or maybe tazovaka in future to apply for my title deeds and everything, and I just feel like I have to sell this piece of land, it will be difficult for me to sell
without my consent.
Yes, exactly. It will be very difficult for me to sell without his consent. So I think the other advantage of this piece of land yatakatenga through Lingate, it's kuti VAT was included.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it's also one very important thing that you have to ask the company land kuti is VAT also inclusive. VAT, and I think the admin fees, they were also included there. And so many other things, they were included in the purchase price, because there are so many people who are buying pieces of land, then later on they are told to pay for the admin fee, the VAT. VAT is our main percent.
Okay, VAT according to the new SI, it should be 15.5%. I'm not quite sure of the figure, but I'm sure that should be the figure, 15.5%. So
15.5 of
the total purchase cost.
Yeah, that would be
so if you look at the magnitude of 15.5 compared to the total cost, maybe that's 25,000. It's actually a lot. So in this case, to have the VAT included in the purchase cost was a game changer for us. And it actually acted as one of the things that swayed us to make that decision to buy in Space Corp.
And we also loved the fact that the area was going to come fully serviced.
Yes.
Yes, the area is going to be fully serviced. We talk of tarred roads. Remember, it's a gated community with tarred roads, and also the sewer system. And one thing that is not in many places is the gas reticulation system. Yes, there will be a gas reticulation system and also water reticulation. We also talk of the Wi-Fi. I know many people, they take that for granted, but for us, it was also something that we just loved, kuti kunenge kune Wi-Fi, because usually in many new developments, network will be a challenge. But they are going to provide everything for us. And there's also going to be ZESA in the community.
It was actually included in the
purchase price also, yes. Yeah, because in other communities, after the developer is done, you now have to raise money to do my ZESA projects, right? But for us, it was also included in the purchase price, which is also a plus for us. And there will be also water reservoirs, right? Yes, they are going to drill some community bowls. Yes, and they said there's got a special name.
commercial balls.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's going to be commercial balls, and I think they've already started with the work of the commercial balls. So we will be having the council water and the bore water. So what one will just do is to have a backup ma tanks ayaya engoti maybe just in case you can just have a backup tank, but water will not be much of a challenge. Then the community included zvimwe zvakaincludwa purchase price. I'm sure in our previous video you noticed kuti there's a boundary wall, perimeter wall that ravakatoita kudhara ravakatovaka, and there's also a gate that is really nice, and they're going to put some systems in place before we even move into the community. They're also going to put the electric fence, right? The electric fence on the perimeter wall. So yeah, I think it's also a bonus for the community, for us. And there will be street lights, but the street lights, they said they will try and put them in the main roads. And as a community, if we feel like the other small roads, they need street lights also, we would then try and raise the money to do that project. So I think, yeah, it's actually a plus for us. And maybe you can just give advice also to some people who are trying to buy land in Zimbabwe. Kuti, what should they do? Should they wait for us kutenga at $70 per square meter, or yeah?
So the advice that I can give to people who are looking to buy land in Zimbabwe, maybe it's something to do with being in early bed. When some of these developments start, you find that land is a bit on the cheaper side. So that is the perfect opportune time for you to purchase your land. So, but that being said, also at the development, you should also do your due diligence to see the kind of the developer who is doing the development, to see, maybe just to investigate on the side if they have done some developments in the past, and even engage law experts so that they can actually tell you if that particular developer is legit, if that particular developer doesn't have some cases, earlier cases, when it came to land. Because looking at buying land, guys, yeah, it's actually a massive investment. Gone are the days when you had to say ndoda kuti vazoona kuti ndatenga land, ndoda kuzongoti vanhu vazoziva ndapedza kuvaka and things like that. Yeah, iko zvinezvi, with how things are in the economy, kubva kutenga land, you need to ensure that you buy legit land, that you are not scammed. Even when you start your paperwork, even when you start your building, yeah, kune vamwe vanoti ndoda kuzikanwa kunzi ndakuvaka and things like that. But you find that at the end of the day, you find yourself in the mouths of lions. They're actually waiting for people like that. Yes, they're actually waiting for people who get ahead of themselves. They don't want to engage experts when it comes to building and things like that. So that's why we actually go all out for you guys, to actually engage experts in building, experts in plumbing, experts in whatever that concerns building, so that those people can actually come to you guys without any bias. And also on our side, we ask without any bias, so that at the end of the day, we actually filter and get the exact information that you need when you are building in Zimbabwe. And I understand we actually have a lot of people that are building in Zimbabwe, but they are based not in Zimbabwe. So those are actually people that are susceptible to scamming, they are susceptible to thieving. So I think those guys would actually want them even in the future to get more and more information, to actually get the particulate kind of information when it comes to the cost, to the time factor when it comes to building their homes. So I think that being said, we would actually want to use this opportunity as we build our home. We're actually going to be taking you on a journey in the initial stages as we put in the first peek into the soil.
Groundbreaking.
Yes. Up to the point where we're actually going to be moving into the house after all the finishing has been done. And there are actually a lot of SPs that we'll be working with. I think some of them you've seen them on the channel. Some of them they are incoming. We're actually going to be having an in-depth question and answer, as well as sessions for them to explain the do's and don'ts, the costing and whatnot, and what to avoid. So I don't know, maybe I've gotten ahead of myself, but I
Not
just
even.
wanted people to understand what all this is all about.
Yeah.
We're about sustainable, cost-effective building in Zimbabwe for people who are in Zimbabwe and people who are outside Zimbabwe. Yes.
Yeah. So I think you have said it all, and thank you so much for accepting to be on the channel once again. It's very difficult to convince this guy to be on this channel, guys.
Guys, maybe maybe to comment on that, I actually look at the comments, and sometimes you have mixed comments. This guy is shy. So yeah, it's actually something that we are working on, and you are definitely going to be seeing a lot of my face on this channel. Yeah, sometimes due to other commitments, you might not be able to see me, but we actually want to start this journey together. Together we will win.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, guys, for the support. We really appreciate, and this is all that we had for today. And for those who are buying for the first time, don't worry. Even the developers, the the land, real estate companies, they will help you through the process, because it's also when it was our first time, we didn't know anything at all. But they took us through the whole process, what you should do after this, you have to do this. And special shout out to our agent, Lingate agent, that is Elizabeth. Thank you so much. And also to Noel, he has been very, very helpful, because I think when we started inquiring about the stands, we talked to Noel, and he's the one who referred us to Eliza, because he was committed to something at that particular time. And ever since, we have been working with Eliza, we have never had challenges. Yes, at times they are overwhelmed to some extent, but she always try and find time to respond to all our inquiries or our messages. So thank you so much. So guys, up until next time, cheers.